Alright, so I know I just uploaded a video, but I actually want to upload one more to give a general idea of what I'm actually doing. So, right here I have the second version of the If My Heart Had Wings glider. It's the swept forward wing variant, the one that's better, the VTail variant too. And what I'm planning on doing is I'm planning to more or less rebuild this thing and make it longer. So luckily I was able to dig up a few of the original plans I've made. The main body, which is the side portion, or the this side portion. And then the little wing area, part of the wing area. I'm missing the wing tips, and I'm missing the V-tail, and I'm missing this side piece right here. Luckily, I can easily make do with just copying the actual forms on the actual aircraft itself. So these two are going to be a major godsend because I'm going to be able to redo the blueprints and then make it to where I can make this thing even bigger. So what I'm actually going to do first is I'm going to properly figure out where the center of gravity on this aircraft actually is, and actually do a couple more test throws. Not to see if it'll fly, but just to see if it'll actually just more or less tune it to figure out where the center of gravity is. Now, sorry, I can't speak right now for some reason. One of the other major reasons I'm doing a playthrough of the virtual novel is because when they were building this one in the virtual novel, they actually explain fully how to properly where the center of gravity for an aircraft that like this is. And if I remember correctly, the center of gravity has to be forward of the wingtip right here. So basically, I gotta figure out where the center of gravity of this thing needs to be from about here forward. So yeah, I gotta figure out where exactly the center of gravity is because this thing needs to be slightly nose heavy to fly properly. Because right now it's currently tail heavy. If I went to chuck this thing right now, I'll just do a backflip and crash. And of course, yeah. It's going to take me a little while to figure everything out, but I'll come back when I actually figure it out. Alright, so these two little dots right here is where the actual wingtips actually go out to. So when it comes to the center of gravity, I gotta balance it practically right here. So I have no idea how much weight I need to put in the nose or how far I need to go, but I need to get it to balance nose heavy from this point here to get it to where it'll fly or to where it'll be able to glide properly. Now, in the video I uploaded this thing a couple years ago, it flew. It flew well, but it was so sketchy. But now I'm just going to use that as a simple chuck glider to figure out how to properly do the scaling and whatnot for the big model I'm planning on building next. Yeah, just to get this thing to be touch nose heavy, it requires 4 AA batteries. So yeah, 4 AA batteries, that's a lot of weight. Well, apparently I was wrong. Can't speak again. It'll actually glide fairly fine on 1 AAA battery. Though I really can't assess the performance because this glider is over 2 years old. And as you can tell, it's crinkled, bent, and it's bent all sorts of places. It's old. But I can show you what it glides like to give you a general idea. Now what's going to most likely happen is this thing's going to torque over to the right. And due to it torquing over to the right every single time I throw it, I really can't assess the actual glide slope of this thing. Like I said, the wings are pretty much bent, so there's really not much I can do about it. But it does glide, but it does actually fly on one AA battery. Though I just did a bad throw. The only reason why I back up every single time before I throw is because I basically in between my house and my next door neighbor's house is a wind tunnel, and wind always shoots out that way. So if I throw it from there, this thing will definitely cork to the right and just go in real hard, and I don't want that. Well, then again, it just went in pretty hard that time. But it also goes to show the rigidity of this foam board. Because this thing's hitting quite hard. Let me see, can I actually tone down the elevator a little bit? There we go, that should be enough. One of the more far throws. I mean, you get the general idea. The thing still glides, though it's uncontrollable and it kind of flies like crap, but it does glide. So all I gotta do now is basically retrace everything I have here and then build this thing at least 1 times bigger. Oh yeah, and for those that are wondering why I added string onto the aircraft, is for this particular purpose here, because for about 1.5 years the wings have been drooping down to about here on both sides, and I'll every so often bump onto the wings, accidentally turn off the light here when it's turned on and whatnot, and occasionally basically I'll bump into it, and sometimes it'll be a pretty bad bump and it'll just go all over the place. So having the wings more taut up like the way they are will relieve some of the problems. And of course it also acts as a fan due to the wind. And also, speaking of the fan, the blades themselves are actually made out of foam board too. Though it's about time for me to replace the rebuild the fan blades, since they're in pretty horrible shape, as you can tell. I've been using these modified fan blades now for about I want to say about 1 year or so. So yeah, it's about time for me to rebuild these fan blades. And now to finish off the video about my flower horn.